Hello, everybody. Welcome to this stream. How are we all doing today? I'm hoping very well. Today, I thought I'd do a little bit of a deep dive into something a little bit different, because we are in the international break. It's everyone's favourite time of year, the one that everyone absolutely loves and can't get enough of. But at the moment, feels a little bit like Leeds are in an odd position regarding the international break, because there was a graphic that came out from the Israel national team and it threw a little bit of confusion up, but it'll be fine. Hello, Martin from sunny St Anne's. St Anne's as in the bit that's just south of Blackpool. What a place to be. It's like Blackpool, but less crimey. One second. Anyway, yeah, hopping into it, we need to talk a little bit about various Leeds United flavoured bits. Because, as we all know, international break, we all hate international breaks. International breaks are incredibly stupid. A slight thing that we're coming up against right now is the fact that various national teams have announced that it's their time to have an international break. And that means that basically every single club has said, oh shit, I guess our players are going then. Because you can't say no unless it's like friendlies or youth competitions and stuff like that. And this is a competitive international break. However, this is a big however. Said graphic that came out from the Israel national team that said that Manor Solomon was going to be playing for the Israeli national team was met with a little bit of a backlash from Leeds United, as Leeds United effectively responded by saying, no, that's not happening. Because literally today, Manor Solomon was... What's going on here? Sorry. There we go. Manor Solomon was seen going into Elland Road to continue his recovery. So this is where that little bit of a sort of struggle, that little bit of a fight between club football and international football is sort of continuing its ongoing thing. But I think there is a little bit of good news to be gotten out of that as well. The good news being that clearly Leeds United think that he is near enough on his recovery. And at the same time, you've got the Israel side that clearly near enough think, I guess he's ready to come back then. Even if that isn't necessarily the case, even if he can't play in a couple of days' time. I can't remember who Israel are playing on this international break. But that tells me that they think that he was potentially going to be available for those matches. From our perspective, we're saying absolutely not, and I think Israel will more than happily be like, okay, cool, that's fine. But the fact that they put him forward in the first place is very, very, very promising, in my opinion. And the hope is that that sort of promisingness is just as applicable coming out of the international break for us, because we're expecting Solomon back. We're expecting Dan James. Come on, words. We're expecting Dan James back. And the more sort of players that we've got within that system that are fit and healthy all over again, because you didn't get Wales ending up calling back Dan James, because obviously not, because Dan James isn't ready. France and Italy, Jesus, that's a pair of games to end up with playing. And in that case, I'm very, very glad that he's not been picked for those matches, because they would have been a bit vicious. And the first of those being on Tuesday is very, very soon, especially considering we were like, well, maybe at a push he could possibly have been back for our most recent match. He wasn't. Not even a little bit. Not even for the bench. But France can be a fairly kicky side a lot of the time. Italy are a team that is not very easy to beat, and that's a hell of a Nations League group to get France, Italy, and Belgium. But hopefully he'll be back for them for the next international break. We might have made some sort of agreement with them being like, yeah, sure, don't have him this time because he's not ready yet. But next time out, sure, go for it. I also thought I'd have a little bit more of a wide chat about the international break, because I think there's a couple of little bits that we need to keep an eye on in terms of players that are going elsewhere. Jan Dames, indeed. I did mispronounce that quite hard, because I'm a slightly ill-tired boy, so it's not going quite too well for me. So, players that we have going on international duty. On Thursday the 10th, and I'm going to run through specific matches, and it's from an article on the Leeds United website. I'm going to run through specific games because I think they're going to be quite interesting to discuss, and it includes a few that I'm going to be watching and working myself. So, 10th of October, Scotland's under-19s featuring Rory Mahadi and Sam Chambers play against Hungary's under-19s. Let's be honest, none of us are going to be watching that. One that we might watch is Ao Tanaka, who is in Saudi Arabia on Thursday, 7 p.m. Japan visit there. I don't think he'll start. I think he might end up coming off the bench. He might get a good few minutes. It sort of depends on what the sort of big boss man is feeling in that specific event. And then Mateo Joseph might also be worth a watch. 7:30, Spain's under-21s playing against Kazakhstan. I feel like he's going to get some goals. Yes, St Anne's on Sea and the local darlings have vandalised the bowling greens at Ashton Gardens. Oh, very fun. And good afternoon, Mac. Hopefully you're doing quite well. Then we move on to the 11th of October, where Charlie Crew plays for Wales' under-21s. He's not got the call up to the senior Wales side this time, presumably because of various, he tends to get called up because of injuries and stuff rather than anything else, so I don't mind that too much. Plays against the Czech Republic at 5:30. Again, we're probably not going to end up watching the youth games. Same for Jeremiah Mullen. He's in Scotland's under-21s against Belgium. And then you've got Paul Darlow and Joe Rodon against Iceland away from home, 7:45 p.m. Maybe that'll be worth a watch, but genuinely don't think I'll bother. 12th of October, you've got Brendan Aronson kicking off for the USA at 2 a.m. in the USA against Panama. Again, he doesn't tend to start in that side. I think he should, to be completely honest with you, but I don't think he will. And then you've got Junior Firpo, who is playing for the Dominican Republic, presumably as a number 9 against Antigua and Barbuda at 6:30 p.m. Thank you, words. You're going so well for me. The Scotland under-19 gang play again on the 13th, but no one's going to care too much about that one, with Wales playing again on Monday the 14th against Montenegro this time at home. So there's no huge travel. There's Iceland and back, but that's the extent of it for them. Then on Tuesday the 15th, Japan's match is a fairly early match. I would have a watch along, but I think I'm working that game. So, bit of a shame. I'll give it a watch through either way. I'll maybe do a stream about it. I'm not entirely sure. I've not decided yet. Mateo Joseph, hello again, Wayne, is playing for Spain's under-21s on the same day, as is Charlie Crew, as is Jeremiah Mullen for Scotland's under-21s, with Willie Nonto playing for Italy's under-21s against the Republic of Ireland, with Firpo having another match on that day. Oh, are we playing on that Friday? I've got a sneaking suspicion that we're playing on that Friday, which would be bad. Bollocks. Okay, yeah, of course it. Holy, thank you very much, Wayne, for the 5 gifted memberships. That's really appreciated. I'm just going to see who they are going to go to. They have gone to Claire Oxenham, Matt Leeds, Lord Sugaroth, or Shiagoroth, sorry. I tried to say it too fast and it didn't quite work out for me. Rhiannon Botha and Ian Stevens. Thank you all for now being members as a result of Wayne Dawson. Yeah, obviously we are. Why not? Let's run through the gaps in terms of time that we'll have between our players playing and our players getting back in lead, shall we? So Brendan Aronson will have, off the top of my head, make that 4.5. Aronson will have about 52.5 hours. Will he? No. He'll have about 64.5 hours, so it could be worse. Firpo will have about 72 hours. Tanaka will have about 84 hours. And they're the ones that have to do a lot of traveling. So Firpo and Aronson are coming from the Americas. Tanaka is coming from Japan, which is a big-ass trip. That is a spooky big trip that I do not enjoy. Baby Zebra says Evie, but in the wrong chat. And hello, Dino Macaque. I'll go with Dino Macaque. It might be Mashak, depending on where you're from, but hello, how's it going? I'm hoping good. So that feels like that could be an incredibly tight turnaround time for a few very important players. Annoyingly, Junior Firpo, who is our best left back at the minute, will have a very quick turnaround time after playing a very high intensity game because presumably the Dominican Republic need to win their match. She's over in the Twitch chat, Evie. Dominican Republic matches. I don't know if they are. Okay, the CONCACAF Nations League games against Antigua and Barbuda twice. Why not just play against them once? I'll be honest, I don't have a clue. Why has it got a Group E? Why are there so many groups? Oh my god. Wait, Antigua and Barbuda aren't even in their group. Stupid tournament. Stupid tournament. Hiding over here, spending Twitch points. I will get that sorted at some point, but I need to do more Twitch streaming in order to be worth my while. So I'll get there. I'll do it, but it means like designing things and planning things, and I do too much planning engagement things anyway for my work. I'll get around to it. Is the best way that I can put that. Hello, Carol. Welcome to the party, the soiree. Yeah, at the end of the day, looking at our various matches, Aronson needs to fly back from Mexico when he's got 50, 60 something hours before our match. Makes me think Aronson might not be able to play. But then again, if it turns out Manor Solomon isn't fit and healthy, the hell do we do? Because we need one of Solomon and James back in order to fill in that Brendan Aronson-shaped hole, unless we want to play Peru in the 10, but we don't want to play Peru in the 10 because he played quite well in the 9 against Sunderland. International football might be the worst kind of football. Purely because you get so excited for normal football. I've just realised it's inserted an ad. I'm really sorry about that. I thought I changed the settings to be every 18 minutes and it didn't fix it in time. That's my bad. Sorry. I'll fix that for next time. Did this upload the thumbnail? It did upload the thumbnail. Okay, that was just concerning for a minute because it didn't look like it had shown up at all. Okay, turn that to every 18. Cool, I fixed it now. It's not fair that both Antigua and Barbuda get to team up against just one country. You see, I would agree, but in all fairness, at the Olympics, we get like 3 countries worth of people or 4 countries worth of people. So I'm not going to complain too much just because in the Olympics we get a big buff. Because Scotland is surprisingly really good in the Olympics. To be fair, so is Yorkshire. But the idea stays. Is Solomon playing for Israel? I thought I heard he was. What happened with the Solomon-Israel thing is that the Israeli Football Association announced that Solomon was going to be available for them in their initial graphic. What happened following that was, in essence, Leeds went, don't quite think he is, mate. And he ended up not travelling to be part of that squad, which is good because the Israeli Football Association have decided to behave. It feels like that is not exactly what happens with many public institutions over there, but that's okay. It's fine. Cool. Yeah, that's it. It's very good because it would be very bad to be like, Manor Solomon's gone to play for Israel. He's injured again. Stop it. I was talking to someone that works in the head office, and I was like, very sorry, you can't have him. He's still injured. And he was basically like, no, I completely get it. That's fine. Like, the last thing we need is a more injured Manor Solomon. That would be genuine big problems and could probably lead to his career being screwed. But it seems to be mostly fine at the minute. And that's what we take, you know? That is absolutely what we take. 1 second. Cool. Anyway, yeah, so that was all I came into this stream with plans of talking about, to be completely honest with you. There's not a whole bunch of stuff going on because it's the international break. And I hate the international break so much. because I've got 2 income sources. And both of them rely on football. It's very, very helpful because at least like this time around, I'm doing a little bit of work on Women's Champions League stuff, which is looking very, very interesting this season. Kind of excited for all of that. And I'm working the Japan matches, which again, very, very nice to be able to do. But there's still that sort of underlying like spook of, oh no, what's going on? And that's something to be concerned about. But I'll keep an eye on Tanaka. I will try to keep an eye on various other players. In fact, I will do a poll on that. Thoughts on a Japan slash... One sec. Thoughts on Japan watch-alongs, even though I may not be chatty as working. Yes, no, or not bothered, to be honest. Cool. Those are your options. How did the club get money for Rasmus Christensen? That's the thing. Thus far, we don't have the Christensen money yet, which is completely fair, because obviously we would have probably heard if it was like he's now permanently gone. Although now is likely to be a rough time in which that permanent move could be pending, in part because of all sorts. It's the international break. It's a good time to do business that isn't on the pitch, and because players are elsewhere, it's a good enough time to get everything sorted out. Just going to make sure I am in fact working both of those events. Anyway, let's scroll in a bit. Man City, Barcelona, I'm working. Oh. I guess I'm not working that one. Okay, the poll has changed on a fundamental level. Do you guys want a Japan, Saudi Arabia watch along? Because it turns out I'm not working that event anymore. So it's a very simple poll for me to run. Cool. I'm very curious about the no votes, because whenever anyone like votes a hard like no on a stream that they don't necessarily want, it's like, well, you could tell me why. I understand that you might not want to see it, but at the same time, if you let me know why, then I can fix any concerns that you might have had with it. And the good thing about a potential Japan watch-along is, even though I said I won't necessarily do Leeds watch-alongs this season, I'm not that invested in Japan. I'll be completely honest with you. Like, I would like them to do quite well, but the issue with Leeds watch-alongs is I feel like there's a little bit of a sort of forced reason to give more amplified reactions and stuff. But if everyone is going into it with the understanding that not that asked about the way that Japan do, I don't know. Je ne sais pas. Donde está the end of this sentence? I don't know. I completely lost it. It's a lot more chill. It'll just be like a chill, chatty stream, and I do like those chill, chatting streams just because they're really nice for getting people in, getting people having a natter, having a proper conversation. I said that all proper boomer like, didn't I? Sometimes I think folks need to just have a proper chat. There we go. Where's that in Spanish? Oh, I speak the perfect Spanish. Obviously, everyone knows this. I'm really good at speaking specifically Spanish. Um, no, I have many reasons for not being good at Spanish. Said reasons being I never learned Spanish, and the extent of learning Spanish is at work. I work with a good few Spanish people, and occasionally I pick up a few words. I did pick up words to the extent that there was a question on, and this is going to out me as nerd. Um, I was watching last night's Only Connect after football. I know, I'm that kind of guy. And there was a question that popped up where one of the words that came in was Spanish, and I'm not going to spoil what the question is just in case people also watch Only Connect. But I managed to get it based on a Spanish word, and I'm like, yes, yes, I could speak a bit of Spanish. It happened to be one of like the dozen words that I can do, which there are not many of. I fully acknowledge this. One sec. Just trying to organize a thing. El cup of tea, por favor. That is roughly the extent of my Spanish, aside from what I'd like to call sport Spanish, which is just a few words that I've picked up from various sports events and gone, I know the word tires, I know the word team, I know hard and soft because it's Formula One and you've got hard tires, you've got soft tires, and medio is medium because it sounds like medium. Muy bien. Gracias. Another one. Oh, we're so Spanish today. We're so multicultural. The dream is to have an interview with Mateo Joseph and not interview him anything in terms of football, but be like, Mateo, buddy, can you teach me a little bit of Spanish? And the answer will be no. That is, I believe, more Arabic than it is Spanish, but we'll take it. Hello, Danny, by the way. But yeah, there's not a whole lot going on in terms of Leeds United news at the moment. So I'm gonna do what I always do. I'm gonna hop over to Leeds United's News Now page and see what the hell is going on, if anything at all. Because the answer is likely to be nothing, to be completely honest with you. But who knows? I know that one as well. It's nothing, I think, or nothing. Je ne sais pas. Je parle un petit peu de français, mais je ne parle pas espagnol. Why did I say everything in that sentence in French except the word Spanish? Hot chocolate. I saw chocolate caliente, and I was like, oh, does that mean spicy chocolate? But fair enough. That is, I don't. I appreciate the effort to go to German, but I also think that Germans would appreciate that that is not how one spells Guten Tag. That's fair enough. Right. Let's have a click through Leeds. SOK. SOCKS. Yeah, it is. That's fair. Yeah. Right. Leeds make Melier axe decision. I love that news now just gets to the point of like, fuck, nothing's happening. Let's just make things up. Which is absolutely fantastic when you get headlines such as Leeds make Melier axe decision, and it's like, okay, so the decision is no. The boy is staying. Yeah, the context that it's been used in to me and with me and by me is basically no problem. It's fine. Because obviously it'll be like, yeah, Leeds United view it as a freak issue because it is, because it was a weird thing that just happens, and everyone that's like, sack him. No, come on now, come on. You're currently rocking lion hair. Why are you poaching animals? Do not do this. That would be bad. What else has been said on various News Now websites that don't actually talk about much at all, but they try. Club now planning to sign £10 million Leeds player who Farker doesn't want. That is the Christensen thing. That's going to be the Solomon thing that we've already discussed. I'm going to get battered for this. Jeff Stelling makes a Leeds claim. Don't really care. Oh, it's a set pieces article. Yeah, I mean, set pieces are still things that need to be worked on, but I don't know. I can't believe that I've not got proof. It's honestly devastating. But yeah, that's a genuine question for me. With the poll, why no? I'm a little bit curious. Is it just it's not the sort of thing that you'd want to watch? Or because I've had a couple of people say that like things in the background are just good listening for when they're working and stuff like that. It's like that was the case with the Football Manager streams and things like that. But other people just might not fancy it. But we've had a bunch of people that have voted on the no side. I'm just a little bit curious as to like what's driven the no, you know? I'm just saying the word no a lot of times at this point, and I'm driving my own head in circles, which one could call a problem, but that's fine. Cool. Right, okay. But thing that need to do is sort out what the plan is. I'm not one for international football. I sometimes just watch England. Yeah, that's fair. What be the plan for? This is one that I hope isn't my fault, but if so, I am sorry. The podcast tomorrow. We're doing a Leeds 101 tomorrow. The thing is, normally I go into it being like, oh, I've got an idea for this one. So we had the quiz, then we had the match day experience one with Evie. And I'm not entirely certain what to do for tomorrow's. Because last week's brilliant, fantastic. It was really good to have Evie on, to have everyone having a chat. That was really nice and fun. But the only slight concern there, the slight worry that I had was I don't have anything planned for this week. So is there anything that you think needs to be discussed that hasn't yet been discussed in those streams? Because I think those streams are really fun. I really enjoy those. It's a good time with friends. Fantastic. But I'm not sure where to go with it. Should do a phone in for the viewers. I think the way that I'd approach that is hang on one second. I'd approach that more as a sort of not a Leeds 101 thing yet. just because doing that as a Leeds 101 now is a bit of a risk. Because having seen comment sections in response to various previous things, it's a sort of maybe keep people away from comment sections that have been genuinely horrific in the past, because that is bad and that causes problems. So maybe in the long term, a phone anything would be good, but I don't think that's ideal for a Leeds 101. What? Tell me all the thing, Evie, in your accent. What? That's very vague. But yeah, does anyone have any ideas that could work really, 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 really well for a Leeds 101? Because with work being a nightmare this weekend, for example, on Sunday I did a I'll double check my timesheet to see how long it exactly was, because I do not wish to mislead, but it was a fucking long day. It started at like 1 in the morning. No, it was like 12:30, I think. Does our high-tempo possession game lead to more injuries than other teams? I don't think so, because I don't think we play a super high-tempo game. Because a lot of complaints that Daniel Farke has gotten so far this season have been... It was like a 13-hour day on Sunday, by the way. Yeah, a lot of complaints that Daniel Farke has gotten this season so far have been around... One sec. Yeah, a lot of complaints about Daniel Farke have been that it's not an exciting style of football, all that sort of stuff. So it feels a little bit disingenuous and weird now to say, well, you see, the issue is we're playing too much of a high-tempo game of football, because we're not. At the end of the day, we're playing a very, very chill form of the game at the minute. We've got the ball, you have to try and chase us. Which is good, because it means that other teams do a hell of a lot of running, and the extent of high-tempo stuff that we play at the minute is when that front line is pressing really high and hard. And if you look at our injuries at the moment, yes, Dan James is out, yes, Manor Solomon is out, but they're not necessarily injuries that have stemmed from the press. They're like training injuries. So I think high possession game, fine, but it's not when we're in possession that we're having injury issues. Because when we're in possession, a lot of people complain about it, but the way that we play is very injury avoidant. It's very safe and very secure. One sec. Cool. Just had to fix a thing. Yeah. So I think we've got a fan base that is complaining quite a lot about, we don't play high enough football and we're not intense enough and we should be putting teams to bed. But then at the same time saying that we're a little bit too high intensity and that's causing injuries. I don't see how those two add up. And that's where I'm a little bit confused. Afternoon, Joe. Hope you're well. I'm doing okay, thank you, Kevin. I had a little bit of a cold. Have a little bit of a cold, as you might be able to hear. And a little bit otherwise not 100%, a little bit under the weather. And I managed to not hurt myself bad at football yesterday, but hurt myself a bit at football yesterday. To the point that I've started a tradition of, after a game, I will have a nice long bath to be like, right, I need heat here now. For context, hold on. This is going to be the member-only content kind of stuff. It's an injury like here at the moment, where you've got a bit of muscle or a bit of like tendon or something that attaches to your tailbone down through your bottom. And after a game of football, that starts to like hurt real bad when I move it wrong. So it's become a case of bath immediately after the match, then a layer of ibuprofen gel, and then immediately following the ibuprofen gel layer, we get the massage gun time, which just is a powerful boy and kind of hurts sometimes, but it definitely helps. As mentioned, I'm doing okay. A little bit hurty, but that's kind of normal. In other words, you fell on your ass. I didn't fall on my ass, though. That's the thing. It's like a muscle thing. You actually hurt yourself at football. We're only joking about you hurting yourself. Yeah, but that's the thing. I spend a lot of time hurt at football because I am an attacking player that is, in my current team, one of like 2 players that presses, which means that I do like all of the running for all the time that I'm on the pitch, which is great. And then in response, when we're in possession, very, very rarely get the ball because I'm on a team of people that are better attackers than I am. So my entire job is try and draw someone out of position so other better players can use that space, which I'm fine with. Like, I understand that that's my job. But the fact is that involves a hell of a lot of running, and that much running kind of hurts. But it's fine. I'm used to it. Behave. No, not that. Have I ever stretched? No, it's a. I think it's like a long term. I've forgotten what it was called. I think the guy being doctor called it an inflammation of like the tendons in my hip, which fair enough. And then I was like, is there anything I could do about it? And it was like, not really. I mean, it'll take 3 or 4 months to heal if you're not playing football. And I was like, I am playing football. So it becomes a bit of a pain management job rather than a getting it to heal in the short term job. It'd take like 3 or 4 months of just not playing and not doing exercise, which is not for me. As much as I'm the kind of person that's like, no, don't like outside. It's fine in it. Go out and about, bit of football. That's my exercise for most of the week done. It's not quite. It's next to the coccyx. Did I go to the chemist? No, I went to the doctor for something that is like half related. And then because it's in the same general area, he was like, by the way, that is probably this thing. And I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. Haha. Oh, God. I'm very tempted to get organizing a thing at some point now. That'd be good. What's like the last time I walked anywhere was to the fridge for a can of Monster. That's the thing, though. If you're having the can of Monster, you got it. Holy! Thank you very much, Paul, for the gift of memberships. That's really, really appreciated. Bejeebus, thank you very much. Unexpected, and thank you. And said memberships have gone to you over here, Leon Kirk, Rick R, Leeds Sayer, Ryan LUFC, and then Ricky D has asked, did the ball hit you when you turned your back on it? No, because I very rarely turn my back on the ball. Because I'm being a pressy boy. If I'm not looking at the ball and I'm not running in the direction of the ball / where the ball is going / one of the options for the ball, I'm doing things wrong. Yeah. The ball hit me like once last night in terms of things that I wasn't expecting, but it's fine because I blocked a shot. So that's all good. A little bit annoyed that we lost 3-0, but we've won every other match this season. So that's all good. That is something that I think also needs sorting out as well. Never turn your back on the ball or the player. It depends a little bit, doesn't it? Like, there's many a time I've turned my back on both the ball and the player that I'm dealing with or is marking me. But that would primarily be because I'm doing some running. Like, I'm trying to run onto a ball. So in defensive situations, I agree. In attacking situations, I big disagree. But it's fine. I get to play against one of my friends next week, which is going to be spectacular. Because if I take a look at the league, we're 4 matches into the season. Give you a little bit of context. My team has scored 20 goals. 3 wins, 1 loss. My friend's team is currently sitting at the bottom of the league. His team have scored 5 and conceded 28. So if I personally don't score at least 2, I'm going to be really mad at myself. But you guys can hold me to account on that one soon enough. Anyway. When I played football in my young years, anything above ground went... What? Anything above ground went flying if that was a player, ref, or the ball it was going in. I don't understand what you mean. Unless you're saying you just kicked everything. In which case, stop kicking everything. It doesn't help people. And it makes them sad. One second, just got to check. Okay, cool. That's fine. Anyway, yeah, I can't think of too much to discuss. I'll be completely honest with you guys. But what I am going to very quickly do is I'm going to take us over to one of our favorite places. I'm going to take us over to Questions Corner. We do love a bit of Questions Corner. Questions Corner is a magical place, a wonderful place that we all go when you guys have any questions for me and can throw them at me and just have a little bit of a chat. So the next, I don't know, 5-ish questions, I think, would be fun to do. And if you got anything to ask, chuck it in my direction. Happy to cover it. Done any more sneaky things recently? I do not know what you mean by sneaky things. There is the sneaky thing that you are aware of. There is a thing I am working on planning, but that would be an open sneaky thing that I would like to announce at some point in the near future. But I don't recall any sneaky things. If you could choose a night out with 3 famous people, who would you choose? Can I be boring? I wouldn't. Don't like nights out. Not a fan. They are stressful for someone that is what we would like to call socially incompetent. So yeah, I do not night out, even a little bit. Sorry, that's on me. I know, but it's not for me. What impact will it have on extending the ground if we don't get promoted? I think we're probably at the stage where the ground extension is going to happen no matter what. It might add some delays, but at the end of the day, it doesn't affect PSR. It's not affected by PSR because it's an infrastructure spend rather than a squad spend. One question off topic of your security garage. Yes, we didn't use the garage door as a garage door anyway, because we've not got a car or anything like that. So all we've basically done with it is we've put colossal wooden planks inside and outside to stop it from swinging at all, so it cannot open. That door will not open. It shall not open. Absolutely not. No. It is very secure now. Melia O'Donnell, Melia. It's not a question. Goalkeepers make mistakes. People make mistakes. And I think the fact that he conceded that goal, which was really, really bad, I acknowledge this before anyone goes into the whole, why are you protecting Melia kind of thing. It's not what's happening here. What's happening here is I'm having a little bit of discussion around the fact that he played really well for 96 minutes and then made a fuck up. And it's a big fuck up. Don't get me wrong, it is a colossal error, and it is an error that should not be happening. But at the same time, that can happen to anyone, in any tournament, anywhere, anytime. It's happened in World Cups, it has happened in Champions Leagues. Like, look at Loris Karius, for example. Had a nightmare in the Champions League. So it can happen to any level of goalkeeper. And the fact of the matter is, on a wider level, Meslier is a better goalkeeper than Caldalo. So he gets the pick. How's the bunny? The bunny is very, very good. She's mighty fine. She is wunderbar. Settled back into the garage, which is really, really nice, because I was a little bit worried that she'd go back in there and be a little bit spooked, but no. Added extra benefit bonus thing, by the way. There was a little bit of a hole put in the side of our hay box, which was fucking annoying, because it was like a big plastic crate thing. But she seemed to roll with that and has now made that like a mini hutch. She now basically like lives in there as well, and it's really nice. It means that we don't have anywhere to store hay, but she's basically made the hay a bed in some cases, and I really, really like that. It's really cute. Aiming out games like Cards Against Humanity. I've got a controversial opinion. Cards Against Humanity is kind of overrated. Sorry. It is. It just is. It's like Jackbox, but you've got less options. That's what it is. There are many, many, many better card games, and I think the reason that Cards Against Humanity did so well is it's very, very easy to market on the whole. Oh no. Just to be clear, overrated, again, doesn't mean bad. I've had this conversation many a time. Overrated doesn't mean bad, but there are vastly better card games that get very little attention because everyone's like, funny dick joke. I don't need to fix this. I've got the correct opinion. And that's all that needs to be said. Like, it's fine. It's a fine enough game. But I think if you're doing a games night and you're starting with Cards Against Humanity, that's maybe not a bad choice, because the only way is up. Again, that one was a joke. That one was me overemphasizing a position for humorous purposes. My apologies. This one just is a wrong opinion. Harry Potter's great. Genuinely. Great books, great films. Bad stage play. I will add that. Bad stage play. Because, Jesus, who said The Cursed Child was going to be a good idea? Who lied? No, I don't. At what point have I ever said Bielsa is overrated? This is the most nonsense bollocks I've ever heard. Are you good there, Clive? Have I seen it? I've read it. And I don't care how good your special effects are. Bad writing is bad writing. Oh, that's fair. Wait, damn it. What? Yeah, like, poor writing is poor writing. And the fact that it should... Right, hold on. This is what the stream is becoming right now. Let's look through the plot of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, shall we? And see why I hate it. Because I remember... it's one that I've cast out of my memory, but I was like, this is nonsense. This is stupid. Oh yeah, one bit I didn't like was Harry is a neglectful father. That wasn't great. Opening scene, Albus Severus Potter, etc., etc., etc. Albus befriends Scorpius Malfoy. In a break with the tradition of the Potters, Albus is sorted into Slytherin alongside Scorpius. Both boys are bullied. Albus is perceived as failing to live up to his parents. Scorpius is rumoured to be the son of Lord Voldemort. I forgot that happened. There is this. Yeah. I have played with some unfunny people before, which absolutely does not help. Yeah, this is another fun one. Summer before his fourth year, Albus gets into a fight with Harry after being given Harry's old baby blanket, which he'd found sometime after his Aunt Petunia had died, most likely from suicide due to her hatred of wizards and all the unreported child abuse she got away with over the course of the franchise. Sorry? What? Harry hates his kids. There's a more powerful version of a time turner. Harry's scar starts hurting. Amos Diggory. Oh, yeah. Diggory asks Harry to use the time turner to prevent the death of his son, and then it becomes a fucking time travel story, and it's nonsense, and I hate it. Oh! Harry Potter disagreed. It's good stuff. Cards Against Humanity online version is better than the card version. The card version is limited by the decider liking the person giving the answer. The online, yeah, that helps. You remove a little bit of bias that way, which is good. One sec. Off topic, I'm getting less liony and more like a what? Like a cat? Huh? A lion is a cat, and all cats think they're lions. That's very true. Except Iris, who thinks she's a dog sometimes. It's very weird. Grew up with a dog, so I guess that kind of makes sense. I have a day off in Bangkok tomorrow. What should I do? Good question. Let's go to Google Maps and take a look at Bangkok, and then we shall find out if Google Maps wants to open. Do you see the comments Suarez made about Bielsa? Oh. Yes, but I'm not going to go into detail about it right now because I'm going to do a video about it. Because I think there is a very, very interesting video in that. And I just want to slate Luis Suarez because he's such a prick. I don't... Why he is that way, I don't think I will ever understand. Right, Thailand. What's going on in Bangkok? In fact, TripAdvisor. Let's plan your day in Bangkok, shall we? I've never read Harry Potter books solely and specifically because people told me. That's fair enough. Yeah, I get that. Being in that sort of stubborn place. Right, Bangkok. What's going on in Bangkok? Things to do. There's a gym. There's various things and stuff. There's a boxing stadium. Boxing Stadium under Things to Do feels a little bit weird. I do not think that is the case, considering what Suarez said. I went to anime much? Not really. I've watched Dragon Ball and that's it. And even then, I've not watched the original Dragon Ball. I've not watched the full version of Dragon Ball Z. I watched Dragon Ball Z Kai and a little bit of Super. Nothing outside of that. I can offer you a Bangkok Canal tour, which is apparently must do. No, that's fair. That's all good. I know it's the mainstream one. But you could visit. We'll say that. Visit the historical city of Ayutthaya. I think you'd enjoy it. It looks historical and good. I do not. Well, I can do. The currency exchange that you will get is you give me significant amounts of money, and I will give you Joe bucks, which translates to they're roughly as strong as the the fuck was it called? They're roughly as strong as the Deutschmark was in Weimar Germany. You'll need several billion of them for a loaf of bread. I am. I'm at Joe. Am I at Joe Blackburn 42? I think I'm at Joe Blackburn 42. I'm fairly sure I am. Now, because Monster is not good. Monster bad is all I can say. Also, a half-day railway market? I want to go to a railway market. That looks fun. And the best bit is, right, rather than the value of Joe books being based in being based on various random people putting various bets on random things. I decide what a Joe book is worth. So if you trust me, you'll get loads of Joe books. If you don't trust me, then that's fine, but you're missing out on the trend. At least it's very nice. I have completely lost track of this conversation that's happening in the chat, by the way, around the BL3 stuff. I ain't touching that one. This sounds not good for you. Nope. That is very much bad. Let's have a look at Monster's nutritional information, shall we? I'm sure it's not fun. I literally cannot find the nutritional information. Oh, wait, there we go. Jesus fucking Christ. My guy, that's 250 grams of sugar a day. That's a bit much. That is too much. Holy shit. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this stream very, very soon, but I'm going to hop us in the general direction of Questions Corner once again. I'll do 1 or 2 more questions and then I will call the stream there. It's been a nice stream. It's been a nice vibey stream. Been a nice chat. But yeah, next question or 2, and then we'll call it there. I believe. I do, Master Bruce. My name is Michael Kate. Anyway, as you can tell, I've got a little bit scrambled by this point because I came into the stream being like, this could be like half an hour-ish, I guess, talking about Man of Solomon, and then we ended up not, and then we ended up in various different places. But I like these streams where everyone's just happy having a weird, random conversation about everything. Should Crew get a few games? That's a good question, actually. I would argue yes. But I think he will anyway, because we're very, very thin at the minute. Incredibly thin on the ground at the moment, which isn't good. And I don't actually know yet. Might be soup, potentially soup. And would you ever do a square ball type stream for charity, like your walk on stream for 24 hours? Yes, I would. I have previously done a charity stream, which is nice. But there is a thing that I am putting in the works soonish that I am actually going to message you about in a minute and see if you want to be involved. That's the way that I can put that. Would you give the lad that's scoring in the under 21s minutes a sub? No, at the minute. No. Because we've got Peru who's already scoring, and we've got Mateo who's already scoring. And the moment you bring on like a 19-year-old and say, we need to get promoted, score for us, a little bit terrifying, which isn't good. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, pop a like on it. Subscribe if you're not yet. That's always really appreciated, because immediately after the transfer window, oh boy, the subscriber number be going down. I am currently, from my peak, still 8 subscribers down, which is fucking depressing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, like, subscribe, you can even become a channel member. And I will see you later. Toodaloo.